Welcome. I'm KP and I lead platform partnerships. I'm based here in California, but my team and I support developers, startups, and technology businesses all around the globe. Some of you are here today. Internally, we call you innovators because we fundamentally believe you have both the desire and the ambition to leverage technology to solve problems for people. Some of you are students, professionals, serial entrepreneurs. Some of you are investors or ecosystem enablers. We are here to support all of you. I spent some time reflecting on my own journey pursuing innovation. Well, there are 4 key defining moments in that journey. The first one, when I was in kindergarten learning how to read and write. The second one, which actually happened quite late for me, is when I was in university learning how to code. The third one, when I built and released my first app at a startup a few years back. And the fourth one actually happened here at Facebook, when I realized that the work of my team and myself allows for all of you to be able to innovate on our platforms. And if you don't believe me that those were defining moments, you only need to take a look at my mom's living room where all those pictures are actually framed. Looking for opportunities to innovate and help problems for people is what actually drives my desire and my ambition as well as that of my team. We want to give people in our community the opportunities for them to grow as developers, product managers, entrepreneurs, so that they can themselves build successful businesses. We believe that a healthy tech ecosystem is good for all. This is why we're actually investing in 3 key pillars: education, innovation, and community, but all based on a strong foundation around integrity. The platform today is very different than a year ago. Over the last few months, we made significant investments to increase the integrity on our platform, and reduce future abuse. We have taken this responsibility very seriously because we want to protect people's data on our platform and because we want to enhance the experience for those people. Applying the lessons learned during the last 12 months, we actually introduced a series of deprecations last week. And we introduced new terms on the platform to raise the standards for developers that are building on top of our platforms. We do realize that those changes can actually be disruptive for your businesses. But we also commit to continue to make those changes to protect people's data, but at the same time continue to build innovative platforms for all of you. Now let's talk about the first pillar, education. During the last 10 years, technology has been moving at a very fast pace. It's actually really challenging for people to stay up to date with the latest trends and technologies. 20 years ago, when I started to learn how to code, I started maybe with BASIC and then C++. But eventually, those are not things that are very relevant these days, when mostly can be done using JavaScript. We believe that in our industry, it's very important for us to provide opportunities for people to learn new skills so that they can build for the platforms of the future. At Facebook, I'm very privileged to be surrounded by amazing developers, product managers, designers, some of whom are ex-founders and entrepreneurs. We learned a lot of things the last 15 years since Mark founded Facebook, building amazing products, reaching 2.7 billion people using our platform, and building a global business. And we want to give some of those learnings that we learned back to the community. At the same time, we realize that there are solutions to problems that may be geographically specific. And this is why we work with local ecosystem enablers. Ultimately, we believe that it's a combination of those 2 things and resources that can democratize access to information and allow innovators to have the right skills and the right tools to build for the future. We're doing this by investing in programs for both developers and startups that provide education, support, and those programs are actually run all around the globe. Those programs include developer circles, and some of the members of the community are actually here. Thank you, guys. FB Start. Do we have any FB Start members in the audience? Thank you. As well as the different accelerator programs that we are running in local hubs all around the globe, together with trainings and events. Now, let's talk about how some of those programs have benefited people in the community. Zakaria is a member of the DevC community in Casablanca, Morocco. After he graduated from college, he joined the Community Challenge, an online community hackathon that invited developers to build solutions on how to build community. Zakaria used that as an opportunity to learn React. It was actually his project that won the local community challenge. Guess what happened after that? When the results were announced, recruiters who saw the results reached out to Zakaria trying to offer him job opportunities. It was the skills and the confidence that Zakaria built by his participation in the hackathon that enabled him to find a job as a front-end developer in a local startup in Morocco. We're so proud of Zakaria and wish him all the best. And then there is Sophie. Where is Sophie? There you are. Stand up. Hi, Sophie. Well, I'll try to do the best to describe what Sophie has achieved. But in the last 6 months that Sophie and her team at Adriel joined our accelerator program in Namsam Lab in Korea, the team got a lot of mentorship and support from a lot of Facebookers around product development, user research, advertising tools, and so on. It was actually through the mentorship and the support that Sophie got from the team that enabled them to launch their product, and not only that, but grow their business with 400 customers in 40 countries and expanded the team by 9 people. Thank you. Now let's talk about innovation. I guess whoever was at the keynote this morning saw this slide. But this slide tells us, and what I strongly believe, that our own growth has actually been the result of our own efforts to innovate and disrupt ourselves. F8 is the best forum for us to talk about those efforts to innovate and how we think those are relevant to you. For us, on my team, the most important thing is to provide and create this kind of opportunities for our own developer products to be relevant for you guys and give you the opportunities to innovate on our platforms. How we do that? By constantly asking for feedback to make sure that the platforms deliver value to you, and by continuing to make investments in the future developer platforms. Now, let's talk about 2 of those innovators. Pinterest. Where is Ravi? Thank you. We started working with Pinterest in 2012 when we launched Open Graph together. And since then, and this is my 6th F8, we iterated and launched several products with Pinterest. Pinterest has been an early adopter of pretty much everything that we wanted to test. And they have consistently given us good feedback about the products so that we can make them relevant for everybody in this community. It has been fascinating for me personally, as well as for a lot of people at Facebook, to see Pinterest growing from a small startup in downtown San Francisco to the public company that they are today. We are very proud of this partnership and grateful for all the good things that you brought to this community. Thank you. KLM and Air France. Anybody here? I'll talk about them as well. So what they ended up doing 3 years ago is they started investing in Messenger, maybe one of the first people that realized what the opportunity is with Messenger. Originally, they wanted to deliver mobile boarding passes. Then they switched their attention to more utilities around measuring the size of your suitcase in case you can take them with you. And then eventually, they started investing on customer care. It was the several iterations that they had to go through and the innovation that they actually brought that enabled KLM and customer care to reduce the waiting time for their passengers and overall increase the engagement and the satisfaction through the engagement with Messenger. What a truly awesome journey that KLM and Air France had innovating on our platforms. Now let's talk about community. Community is at the heart of everything that we do here at Facebook. It's even part of our mission statement. Give people the power to build community and bring the world closer together. We believe that the community of developers that are building on our platforms, that participate in our programs, is actually a fundamental pillar for us to build a healthy tech ecosystem. Ultimately, my team and I, We want to make sure that the people that are educated using our resources, that are participating in our programs, that are innovating on our platforms, are actually able to do so in a way that will help them achieve their goals so that they can themselves give back to the community. Agastya, where are you? I'll tell your story. Agastya joined our developer circle community in Malang in 2017. Originally as just a member of the community, he was so inspired by what was going on that he volunteered to teach himself a developer masterclass in Bali. That's probably not that far, but it's still a long journey. When he got back home, he realized that he could give a lot more back to the community, so he decided to become a co-lead for the developer circle in Malang. A year ago today, when Agastya and his co-lead from Malang came here at the Fate, they were introduced to Thomas, the Chief Product Officer of Kumbarak, an FP Start member, another member of our community. Thomas was so impressed by Agastya's skills, as well as his contributions to the community, that he offered him a job right there on the spot. And since then, Agastya has been one of the leading members of the engineering team at Kumbarak, making great things happen for them. Thank you. Over in Latin America, where's the Platzi team? So at the end of last year, you guys joined our accelerator program in Mexico, Startup Hub. The reason you joined the program is because you wanted to expand your online trainings, I guess, to a much bigger audience. And you leveraged that as an opportunity to learn how to build using React. Through the course of your own experience trying to build using React, you realize that there is an opportunity for you to develop a training course on React. This was actually what inspired us to work with you guys so that we can deliver the same training course to all the Spanish-speaking developer circle members in Latin America. What a truly amazing way to give back to the community. Thank you, guys. Okay, we talked a lot about how education, innovation, and community coming together are fundamental pillars of how to build a healthy tech ecosystem. I'm pretty sure there are people out there that still don't believe that's true. But what is personally fascinating for me is that I've seen those three things coming together only in the last 48 hours. When a community of 200 people came together, taught themselves new technologies, and managed to innovate on the platforms. Any ideas what we're talking about? Hackathon. That's right. Let's talk about the hackathon. So for the last 2 days, since Sunday morning, a global community of developers came together with a task to leverage one of our tools to build a solution that enables people to do something amazing together. What we have actually seen happening is that community managed to deliver 42 amazing projects that are actually trying to tackle very complex and challenging societal problems and challenges, from accessibility to connectivity to equal access to employment and education. And I'm very excited and very privileged to be the one that will announce the winners of this competition. Bonus prizes. The bonus prizes have been designed to recognize projects that focus on specific SDGs, or Sustainable Development Goals. For SDG 4, or initiatives that are promoting inclusive and equality in education, the winner is Code Canary. Where are you guys? Stand up. Trust me, they were working together for the 48 hours they spent on the hackathon. SDG 8, that promotes inclusive and sustainable economic growth. Mats without limits. Only 2? Where is the rest of the team? Well done. SDG 9, promoting inclusive and sustainable industrialization and fostering innovation. Export to us. Well done. And last but not least, for the SDG 11, making cities and human settlements inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable. Human to human. Thank you all. Amazing. For those of you that have been blessed to be here during the pitches, you probably heard some of those projects from the project teams themselves. And you probably know that you had an opportunity to vote for the winner. So, you guys chose. And the winner for this category is human to human. I love this project. I'm an immigrant myself. And I realized 4 years ago when I moved to this country how big of a deal having a community of people to help you when you land is. Now, what you guys built is not necessarily serving people like me that are immigrants by choice, but you also serve people that are misplaced. And out of the 240 million people that immigrate every year, at least 20% of them are actually not doing it because they want to. And so the solution that these guys built is fascinating because it allows people to connect with a messenger bot and help them establish connections with a local community of other people that found themselves to be in a similar situation as they are. And not only that, but they also allow them to get even some paperwork done and some logistics that they are a pain, trust me. Many, many more things are coming from that effort, and I hope to see it coming to life very soon. Thank you. Now let's see who won the third place. And the winner is Yufunda. Where is the Yufunda team? Don't be shy, stand up. I really like what the team actually has done there, both in terms of the inspiration as well as the execution. So fundamentally, the team at Yufunda realized that there is a big opportunity when it comes to delivering personalized learning opportunities to people, especially that are underconnected. I hope I do justice to the work that you guys did. And so what they realized also is that the people that are underconnected are mostly using WhatsApp. So the solution ended up delivering this kind of integration that people that are using WhatsApp can actually get the right training courses. Thank you. That was amazing. Second place. Wow, it gets exciting. And the winner is Mats Without Limits. Stand up, stretch yourself. This has been a fascinating demo. Why? Because I think the solution is equally fascinating. So you guys realize that there is always some degree of bias, whether it is influenced by the looks or the sound. There is always a degree of bias when it comes to the interviewing and assessing whether someone is actually suitable for employment opportunities. The guys built something which will try to reduce that bias. And the way they're actually doing it, by applying a mask. And sometime in the future, I hope, a filter on the voice of the candidates that will reduce any kind of bias in the interview process. A great idea, and I hope to see you guys developing it even further. Thank you. Congrats. Okay, so if you're not excited by now, this is the moment. The best in show. And the winner is human to human. Guys, come. I already told your story. I told these people what you guys have achieved, but I want them to see who actually did it. Come. Whoa.
The pants were fine.
Congrats. These are the amazing hackers of human to human and great humans. Thank you for fixing a significant problem. Come, come, let's take a picture. I'll stand in the middle. This.
Can we take a 360?
Well, now you are on stage.
Okay, everyone. 1, 2, 3. Hey! Thank you.
Thank you. Congrats. There was one other way out that would be safer. Well, that's it. We want to thank everybody for attending, for participating in this hackathon, for joining our programs, for continuing to build on our platforms. We want to thank you for trying to help us all build experiences that are safe and social and make a good user experience. This is why I'm very optimistic about the future, because I see those things happening together, whether it is here or when I'm back in the office working with all of you. This is why I'm excited about continuing to build together with you. Thank you for coming.